First of all, I have to admit that I have never been a huge fan of the Demon Hunter class, especially for PvE activities. Most of the time you only use your primary attacks with some complementary skills which I don't really like or enjoy. Luckily, with the build I'm going to show you today, you won't have to rely on primary attacks as much, making it a lot more fun for me. Additionally, the build itself is very enjoyable to play thanks to the pretty cool skills and essences we are utilizing. Now, as I always do with build videos, I'm going to start by explaining the build and its skills. First we have Strafe. This is the signature skill of the Demon Hunter from past Diablo games. I am using 4 different essences just for this skill, and basically we are substituting Strafe for our primary attack with this setup. After that we have Spinning Chakram. We are using this as an extra damage source, which kind of works like bone armor with 3 spikes. It simply deals damage to the monsters around you. Next we have Shadow Sight. This skill is beneficial to have when farming in the open world. It grants you and your party members movement speed and reveals all bosses, treasure goblins and elite monsters on the minimap. And lastly we have Escape. This skill elevates the build to the next level. Thanks to the 3 different essences we are using, Escape functions like a dash and provides us with critical hit chance on top of dealing a good amount of damage. For our primary attack skill we are using Crossbow Shot without any essences. Now let's take a look at the set items, and after that we are going to talk about the legendary items we are using. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Currently I'm utilizing 2 pieces of V2s to increase the duration of beneficial effects like Shadow Sight and the critical hit chance from Escape. Additionally, I have 2 pieces of Isatar to gain some extra movement speed, which is quite important. As for the last 4 pieces, you can decide for yourself. For example, you can opt for 4 pieces of Grace or Banquet. However, I am currently using 2 pieces of Grace and 2 pieces of Banquet, which work quite well for me. Now let's check out our legendary items. For the headpiece, I'm using Decoy's Guide, increases escape maximum charges by 1. And for the chest we have one of the newer essences, Scattered Discipline, Strafe critical hit chance increased by 38% against enemies with less than 50% health. For the shoulders we have Escalating Violence. Escape now lunges forward, damaging and slowing enemies in its path. For the pants we have Chittering Greaves. Escape increases critical hit chance by 19% for 3 seconds. And for the main hand I'm using Turmoil. Strafe also launches homing rockets, each dealing damage to a nearby enemy. For the offhand we have Shredder Vein. Spinning Chakram now orbits your location for several seconds. And for the additional main hand we have Unrelenting Furor. Strafe duration increased by 39%. Lastly, for the additional offhand we have Shikar. Strafe now fires piercing shots at nearby enemies. And when it comes to legendary gems for this build, you can use Pain Clasp, Mother's Lament, Berserker's Eye, Viper's Bite, Everlasting Torment, Bloody Reach, Blood-Soaked Jade and Bottled Hope. And gems like Void Spark and Starfire Shard are really good for open world farm builds as well. And I think that's all I can say about the build. We talked about the skills, set and legendary items. Since this is a farm build, you should activate Treasure Hunter while using it if you need scrap and dust. However, if you already have maxed out gear level, you can try out Warden for extra increased size, which means extra movement speed on top of everything you have got. If you have any questions or suggestions, let me know in the comment section. Thanks for listening and take care.